What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and today we do have the official reveal of the brand new Sugofest character, and yeah, it is going to be Law versus Blackbeard, which is pretty hype. This trailer, by the way, that they released is actually pretty sick. They had like full commentary on it as well, just kind of hyping up Law and Blackbeard. It is interesting that we just didn't get that for Luffy and Kaido, but we got it for Law and Blackbeard. So if there is going to be a part 3, which I believe, honestly, I feel like there is going to be a part 3 with Kid and Shanks. I feel like it's inevitable. You know, we got a Luffy part, a Law part, and a Kid part. It would be awesome if we do, because I want Divine Departure Shanks so goddamn badly. But I digress. We're here to talk about Law versus Blackbeard. I have no idea what these characters do. We have the first initial news post here. This is my first initial reaction to this character. If I had to take a guess, I assume that Law versus Blackbeard is going to be like the same structure as Luffy versus Kaido, where, you know, Kaido was driven focused, you got Luffy being free spirit focused. I think it's going to be somewhat similar here. We'll see though. Let's jump into it. Territory Powerhouse. Okay, this is for Blackbeard. So he is int Powerhouse driven. Yeah, okay. So I feel like he'll be Powerhouse, and then Law is going to be either Slasher or Cerebral focused. I'm going to guess Cerebral. That's my guess, but we'll see. Int Powerhouse driven. Special is Atmosphere Shaking Tremor Crush. Has action special for Blackbeard. Applies Territory Powerhouse for 3 turns. Boosts Powerhouse character's base attack by up to 3,000 based on the outcome of the action special. So yeah, this is the best base attack boost in the entire game. It is only for 1 turn though, so do keep that in mind. Increases the crew's attack boost effect when special is launched to 3.5 times. Okay, this is the exact same effect that Kaido had. So Kaido had the effect of like whatever attack boost you have, you get up to, you just buff it to 3.5. And then he also boosts crew's attack for 1 turn based on the crew's HP when the special is launched. So if you're at full health, it's 3 times, 3.25 at 75%, 3.5 at 50% or above, 3.75, and then if you're less than 25%, you get a 4 times attack boost. But either way, you're guaranteed to get a 3x. If you activate another attack boost beforehand, he can just make it a 3.5. If you got a full team of Powerhouse on the crew, and your HP is 25% or below, reduces all enemies' HP by 30%, ignoring all defensive effects, normal attacks only as well. This effect can be activated up to 1 time, including any specials with similar effect. Okay, that's weird. I don't know what the wording is in regards to that. That's very, very weird. Let me just zoom in so you guys can actually read this text a little bit better. This stupid panel on the side is really cramping my style. And cuts the crew's HP by 60%. I wish this health cut was first, because I assume that, you know, this health cut doesn't mean that you get, like, the better attack boost. But it does, I assume his captain ability has like better effects if you're at low HP. So special ability, if you look at it, you know, territory, which gives you more damage, base attack boost, and then you get a health cut. It doesn't do a whole lot, I'll admit. It's not a crazy special. So I hope that his captain ability makes him worth running. Let's see. Boost crew's attack by 5x, doubles Powerhouse character's HP, boosts Powerhouse character's attack up to a further 1.2 based on remaining HP. Okay, let's pull up the calculator real quick. So it's a 5 times attack boost, and then you get a 5.5 for 50% or below, and then you get 5 times 1.2, which is a 6 times bonus if you're below 25%. If 4 more Powerhouse characters are on the crew, reduces attack down by 10, and if the crew uses a special to boost attack or base attack, extend the duration by 1 turn. Okay, so the attack boost and the base attack is only for 1 turn, so if you do run double Blackbeard, these do become 3-turn buffs. But if you're only using 1 Blackbeard in a hybrid scenario, then it's kind of redundant, unless if you're on like a final boss and the enemy revives, or you have to take 2 turns to kill. Okay. If 6 Powerhouse characters are on the crew, and crew has a territory, boosts characters his own attack by a further 1.1. Interesting. So if you've got 6 Powerhouse characters and a territory, Blackbeard himself, as a captain, gets a further 1.1. So it's like, hypothetically, if you're in like the best case scenario, it's 6 times 1.1, so he himself gets a 6.6 times attack boost. If he is your captain and performs excellent on your captain action special, if the crew use a special to boost slot effect or color affinity, add 0.3 to the boost, that's further stacking, which is great, and then boost this character's attack by a further 1.1. Hold up, what's going on here? This is getting a bit crazy right now. So Dude, okay, this is kind of cracked. So Blackbeard, we already said 6.6 at best case scenario, multiplied by another 1.1, that's a 7.26 times boost. Adds the following effect based on the crew's HP when crew uses a special, refers to HP after the special is launched. Okay, so if HP is 15% or above, cuts crew's HP by 30%, but reduces character's versus effect gauge by 1. Effect can be launched again for every time HP changes over each 10%. Okay, this is some convoluted stuff. If your HP is 15% or above, cuts crew's HP by 30%. So it activates the following effect based on the crew's HP when you use a special. So whenever you activate a special, it cuts Blackbeard's health. Okay. If you have a full team of Powerhouse characters and you have 20% or below HP, activates HP Guard of 100% effect for 3 turns. Okay, this is a new mechanic that they brought in with the 14.1 update. I have my game open right now. I am going to go ahead right now and actually have a look at exactly what HP Guard actually is, because this is a new mechanic. We do not know exactly how this is going to work because this is the first character in the game to actually have this mechanic. So let me go ahead and find it. So HP Guard says that when under the effect of HP Guard, the following HP reduction effects will be reduced or nullified. And this says it's a HP Guard of 100% effect for 3 turns. So while you have HP Guard, poison and progressive poison does not hurt you. Burn and super burn, hungry, healing effects from that are converted to damage. So recovery, similar, like all of those effects that would do damage instead of heal, they don't activate. End of turn damage after certain slots appearing. Bleed and pain also do not reduce your health. Poison slots, bomb and super bomb slots do not reduce damage, as well as HP reduction of rush, Sugo specials, and map damage. That seems kind of cracked, so if this guy has rush, then we are cooking with gas. The fact that he gets access to this is really good. Of course, HP Guard doesn't mean that it's like damage nullification. Like if an enemy does damage to you with their normal attacks or a special activation, that will still kill you. This just reduces damage of other effects that would normally do damage to you. This is a lot to break down. Like Blackbeard has such a convoluted kit in his captain. There's a lot going on here. Look, at face value, it seems fine. I'm not completely blown away. Because the special, I'm a little underwhelmed by this special ability, but again, it's going to be interesting to see how he kind of works. Let's continue on. His crewmate ability, you boost a Powerhouse base attack by 1.1, boost Powerhouse on Striker. So, is he a Striker? He's Powerhouse on Driven. Why does he boost Striker? That's weird. Base attack by 1... I guess Law must be a Striker then. That's interesting. I would not have predicted Law to be Striker. Base attack by 150 makes Powerhouse characters Int and Tandem slots matching. Makes Striker class, Psi, and Recovery slots matching. He does have Rush. Let's go, dude. First tap of the attack. Rush Sugo special. Ooh, hang on. That's pretty... Oh, he can do both. First tap and 6th tap. I love that. That's good. Reduces HP, and so if you use him as first tap, you can get a rush attack boost of 2.0, and that's at level 5, but if he's the 6th tap, it's a 2.6. Let me just for clarity, I want to go ahead and check what is the rush attack boost of Psi Monkey D. Luffy, because that's a good way to compare, like how much damage is this rush actually going to do? Because obviously Psi Gear 5 Luffy has like the strongest rush in the game. So Psi Gear 5 Luffy, his rush tap multiplier is 3.0. So this is a 2.6 for Blackbeard, but he has the effect of being able to be used at the start of the chain, which obviously still gives you a lot of additional damage. And of course, if you use him effectively, you can have HP Guard activated, which means that you don't take any damage, which means that you can get all of your taps of your rush, despite the health reduction. So yeah, he seems very good. Oh, he's got Versus effect as well. I completely forgot about that. Cuts crew's HP by 60%. Which allows you want to be at low HP to abuse Blackbeard's effects. Reduces all enemies' resilience by 6. I really hate resilience removal effects. Just end of turn damage usually is just a lot better, unless if the enemy has a barrier, because that kind of makes things a bit annoying. 1.7 chain addition for 3 turns, and chain his Powerhouse slots, including block into matching. That's a very good versus effect. I hope the condition for this is good. It's almost about to go quarter past, so we might get the official reveal on X very soon, which we can have a look at the condition for this. His Rumble special targets 3 high attack enemies for level 8 attack down, 3 enemies with high HP for 100% chance of making healing amount 0 for 15 seconds, damage over level 10, holy moly. and a CT delay. Like, the CT delay, that's fine, but I want to talk about this. This is crazy. Like, damage over time is an effect that has never been good in Rumble, because a lot of the characters that do it, it's like level 2, level 3 damage over time. And yeah, it does do damage, obviously, but it's so slow. Damage over time level 10 is absurd. That is incredibly strong. I want to see how this actually does in content. This could be like a sleeper, really good character, depending on how good this is. High potential here, hope it's good. Rumble ability, Fighter, Slasher, Powerhouse, and Cerebral. Speed down level 7, very specific. All enemies attack down level 7. When 5 or more Powerhouse are on the team, all enemies defense down. Holy moly. Special CT speed down level 3, and for the first 20 seconds, he gets a level 10 CT increase. I'm assuming this special ability has a very high special CT. We'll see. Grand Party Burst. You target these characters for defense down, attack down, speed down, damage over time. 3 enemies with low HP, 100% chance of making healing 0. That's kind of bad. Yeah, this character's terrible in Grand Party. You're never going to use him as a leader. This Rumble stuff seems super interesting. Now, I believe the official post should have gone live. Yes, it is. All right, let's go ahead and peep this real quick. So this is Law and Blackbeard. This is Blackbeard first. Let's go ahead. My internet is running super slow. So let's have a look at the versus effect. When number of turns passed and number of specials used by the crew is 12. So I'm going to assume here that he like this batch is going to be like really focused on potentially double special launches. I don't think we really missed anything in terms of his effects so far. You got his captain ability is incredibly long. The Rush Sugo special. At the final battle, if 5 striker or powerhouse characters are on the crew. Not including self and character does the first or 6th tap. So, okay. You need to have 5 striker or powerhouse. That's interesting. It's not very difficult to achieve. If you're trying to use Blackbeard on a team, you're probably using a lot of powerhouse units. Okay, I mean, I'm not mad about that. That just could be annoying, but I think it's actually not terrible. And the Rush Sugo special is very good, so I don't see that being an issue at all. So I want to have a look at the Rumble. He's got a 25 CT for a special like that, dude. I'm telling you, if this damage over time level 10 ends up being as good as what I think it is, this character is going to be insane, dude. Look at that sprite too. He's got a really cool animations there. But yeah, he does, like, he's a debuffer, right? Surely, right? Yeah, he's a debuff style unit. I love debuffs. Okay, so 3 high attack enemies for level 8 attack down, 3 enemies with high HP for basically cancelling their healing, and then damage over time, CT delay. The damage over time and the CT delay are also targeted to the enemies with high HP, so that's interesting too. And then the Rumble ability, of course, is very interesting. Level 10 CT speed up, but he doesn't really give buffs to your crew. He's solely focused on debuffing your opponents, which I think is actually pretty good, to be honest. Too bad his Grand Party stuff is just garbage. So that's Blackbeard. I don't think they revealed Law quite yet, so if they didn't do that, we're going to have to go over... Oh, they did reveal Law as well. Okay, so we can go ahead and use this to talk about TRAFALGAR Law and see exactly what he is all about, and for some reason, this image is not wanting to load, so let's go ahead and have a quick look at what he is going to be doing. So Law, it looks like, as what Blackbeard was kind of teasing at, Law is going to be Striker Cerebral, but he's going to be focusing on actually buffing strikers, which is not what I predicted, but hey, I'm down for it. And he's going to be a Psi unit, Psi Striker Cerebral, with also Rush Sugo Special. So, let's have a look at the Captain ability, wherever it may be. Here it is right here. Awakened Power Trickery. Reduces Striker cooldown by 1 at the start of the quest. This is the first character, you know, the big mainline character of this celebration to have cooldown, so that's good. -1 cooldown for Strikers. Boost Crew's attack by 6x based on the number of Strikers. Exact same as like Luffy in a way. Psi Recovery 10, and we're going to be matching. You can obtain recovery slots with Perfects. If 4 or more strikers are on the crew, reduces despair duration by 10. Okay, that's pretty good. I mean, the utility of these units are not as good as what Luffy and Kaido were. Yeah, Kaido had amazing utility. Luffy's got pretty good utility as well. But then you got Blackbeard, which only removes attack down, and then Law only removes despair. So it's not as good in terms of utility-wise in the captains, but hopefully he can make up for it. If crew uses a special to boost color affinity or boost attack, extend the duration by 1. If you have 6 strikers on your crew, and accumulated attack of the final tap is 50% or more, I'm already not liking this, boost the striker character's attack by approximately 6.5 times. Adds the following effect based on the crew's HP when you use the special. If you have 70% or more, reduces his versus effect gauge by 3, and boosts the attack of the next final tap character of a striker by 20%, capping out at 200%. Okay, so yeah, Blackbeard and Law are very focused around whenever you activate a special, if your HP is at a certain threshold, you get an additional effect to activate. So I want to look past this. Okay, so next is if you have 6 strikers on your crew and your HP is less than 70%, it heals 50% of your max HP and boosts the attack of the next final tap by... Where am I at? By 30%. So if you're at lower HP, you get a heal and more final tap stuff. And then if the final tap percentage is 50% or more, you get 6.5 times attack to strikers. Okay, so that's not very difficult to do. Basically 2 to 3 specials and you're going to have a 6.5 times attack. So long as you can keep that buff activated, of course. Captain ability is okay. It's fine. I'm not super mad at that. I mean, he seems good. It's just, I don't know, like utility-wise is where I'm kind of worried. I guess you can still partner him up with some good units. I mean, strikers is interesting because we haven't had like a good batch of strikers in a hot minute. Like, I can't even remember off the top of my head when like the last character that came out that was like solely focused on boosting strikers. Like, obviously the new Whitebeard that just came out, I believe he was also striker and powerhouse focused, but I'm talking like a big Super Sugo. I mean, I guess technically like the dual Yamato was one that was kind of focused on that as well. And interesting as well is that you know, like Luffy Zoro is not going to be really good with this. Not Luffy Zoro, sorry. Zoro Sanji, like one of the biggest Super Sugos in the game, like very good for like those Super Boss Kizuna scenarios, which is where a lot of the Super Sugo units will shine. This character is not going to be good in that kind of team because you're not focusing on boosting strikers, you know. And same with Blackbeard, but you also got Free Spirit. So if we get a slasher unit in this celebration, which is why I think Shanks might be slasher focused, but then again, I thought Law was going to be cerebral focused, and then if you have a Shanks coming out later that was going to be slasher focused, but the fact that cerebral's not represented here, then potentially Shanks could fulfill that role. But again, we'll see. Let's move on to his special though. Let me stop yapping. The special ability of Law is going to set all enemies defense to 0, ignoring various immunities to status effects. What? So various immunities. Okay, this is worded differently. So the defense down goes through defense down immunity and full immunity, and immunity to certain status effects for 2 turns. Defense to 0 through everything for 2 turns is basically what it is. If you have an orb boost when you launch the special, boost striker character's attack by 3.25 for 2 turns, and applies overhealing to the crew for 2 turns. Okay, so if you have an orb boost, you get an attack boost and overheal for 2 turns. Seems pretty good. Now, his captain ability also mentioned about extending the duration. If the crew uses a special to boost color affinity or boost attack extended by 1. So his special ability, if you have an orb boost, it's a 3.25 for 3 turns. That's pretty good. If you have a final tap percentage increase buff, boost striker character's attack by 3.5 for 2 turns. Now that's a lot better. Allows this effect to be further increased up to 2 times. Wow, okay. And then boost striker character's slot effects by 3.25 times for 1 turn otherwise. Right, okay, so if you have the final tap buff, final tap increase buff, then you get the bigger attack boost. No, it's orb boost, right? Boost the orbs, not the attack. So if you have the final tap buff, you get the orb boost for 3.5 for 2 turns. But then it also says that it allows it to be increased up to 2 times. So an orb boost that can be stacked 2 times is very strong. But if you don't have the final tap buff, his special will still provide an orb boost, 3.25 for 1 turn instead. Okay, so keep that in mind. There's just so many different gimmicks going on with these characters, right? Next, if the crew has used specials 7 times or more, extends the duration of your orb boost by 1 turn and further increases their effect by 0.3. Okay, that's pretty strong. So if you use 7 or more specials and you have the final tap buff, you can get 3.5 times orb boost for 3 turns, but it's actually 3.8 times orb boost. But then again, you need to have an orb boost already in order to get the attack boost, so unless if he has double special launch, which of course he doesn't, then you can't get both of these buffs simultaneously. If you have 6 striker characters on the crew, swaps your middle right character with the captain for 1 turn. I have a feeling that the character they're going to reveal, like, I feel like this is going to come out with another unit, and I feel like Sulong Beppo is, like, the perfect unit to be debuting here, but we'll see if they actually do that. But, you know, that'd be interesting. So if you have 6 striker characters on your crew, you can just, your middle right position gets switched into the captain for 1 turn. That's so weird, dude. And then reduces captain special charge time by 20 turns. This effect can be activated up to 1 time, including any specials with similar effect, and after that heals the crew's HP by 60% of your maximum HP. Wow, okay, so it allows you to, like, that character in that middle right position gets switched into the captain spot, and then that character gets minus 20 turns to their cooldown. So I'm assuming that, you know, if there's going to be a character that comes out, works very, very well, is a striker, works with lore, you can activate their special, and then if they activate their, like, if you activate their special twice in the same turn, you get, like, a huge beneficial buff. That's my assumption here. Captain and special combined, this character is odd. Very, very interesting. Now, he does set defense to 0, but nothing is mentioned anything about defense down conditional boost. We haven't looked at the versus effect yet, so I'm assuming there's a defense down conditional boost there. Let's go ahead and have a look. So it's the Rush Sugo special, crewmate ability, versus effect. When any number of turns have passed or specials used by the crew totals 12. Alright, so it further increases the crew's attack boost by 0.25. Alright, it boosts the attack of the next final tap character by 20%. Okay. Reduces paralysis duration by 6 turns. That's very good. And then also says, can choose to completely remove the crew's swap captain effect and change a striker character slots into matching through block slots. Yeah, okay, this makes sense. So you can activate the special to make a character become the captain, and then you can use the versus effect to get a bunch of beneficial buffs, and then remove that character that was switched into the captain spot. Okay. Seems pretty interesting. What I would have liked, though, is because he has an effect to remove the captain swap, I would have loved if the captain switch effect lasted for 3 turns, so that you could actually, or for 2 turns, so that you could use it to, like, get around certain gimmicks on the opponent's side of the field, or like if this lasted for 2 or 3 turns, I think this would have been a lot better. But even still, versus effect, it's a very, very strong effect. I don't think it'll be very difficult to launch either, to be honest, but it seems pretty good. Let's have a look at the Rush, because there's, you know, just crewmate abilities here. We don't need to have a look at that. The Rush Sugo special, and the Rush Sugo special is pretty much the exact same as what Blackbeard's was. Same condition, first or 6th tap, and the multipliers are the exact same. So, yeah, I think that's pretty good. The Rush is, and I guess that's kind of interesting. Yeah, the characters have the exact same Rush. It's just that, you know, one is into Powerhouse driven, the other one is Psi Striker Cerebral, so I think that's fine. I don't really have too many issues with that, but lore seems very difficult to evaluate. I really don't know how I feel about this character. I think he's going to be okay. I think the thing is, this is a huge fan favorite character, so that's a big thing too. But again, he sets defense to 0, and he doesn't do anything with that, so I'm assuming that there's another character in this batch that abuses this mechanic, but we'll see. Let's go ahead and have a look at the Rumble stuff, because I am interested to see what he does in Rumble. So he's going to be a Psi Striker Cerebral. He's an attacker style unit with a 30 CT. Striker teammates get a level 6 attack buff. Targets 2 high defense enemies for a 40% health cut and then 5,000 damage. That's incredibly good. And then he targets Slasher class enemies for an 80% chance of action bind and an 80% chance of special bind. This kind of sucks, to be honest. I mean, it's good against Slashers, obviously, but because it is very specific, I don't really think this... I mean, what's his Rumble ability do? Striker class teammates, HP 6, Speed 6, Defense 4, Slasher class enemies, attack down 7, revive self 1 time at 30% health. I think he's okay. The thing is like, Mono Striker is in a weird spot, because if you're running a Mono Striker team, I don't know if this guy fits onto that team, because you've got characters like Roger Newgate, who's still incredibly strong. You've got Guild Tesor, who's still amazing. There's some pretty good Rumble Rare recruits as well. Does he fit on this team? I don't know. He might be a really good asset for those types of squads, but it's really hard to evaluate, as I said. I think he's going to be a pretty solid unit, though. Is his Grand Party any good? 60 seconds have to pass, and he targets your Psi Int type, Striker, and Cerebral units. It's very specific. For 6 attack, 3 enemies with high HP for 7,000 damage 2 separate times. That's pretty good. And then targets Slasher class enemies for 100% chance of half stats. And then targets 3 teammates with low current HP for 1,000 HP interval healing. It's kind of whatever, dude. Like, again, like... The Gear 5s are so good, and these characters are just not even close to it. So yeah, I don't see this guy being very good in that regard, but that's the breakdown of lore and Blackbeard. I think Blackbeard seems more interesting to me. Personally, out of the two, I like Blackbeard a lot more, and very similar to Luffy and Kaido, in that only one of the units actually have the action special. So in this scenario, Blackbeard's the unit with action special, Lord does not have an action special. It's just a pure normal special. Maybe they're doing it because so it's like whoever the winner of the battle was is the character with action special. That's the theme I've seen so far. So we'll see if that continues on with a potential part 3. But let me know your thoughts and opinions. How do you guys think about this one? This is a very, very, very strange character with some unique mechanics for sure. Especially Blackbeard, that HP guard, I think has a lot of potential. Lore is a fan favorite character, so I think no matter what, people are going to be really hyped for Lore no matter what. And I think Blackbeard seems very, very interesting, albeit he doesn't have like effects that can bypass defensive effects with normal attacks, which is typically what they like to do with Blackbeards. He doesn't have any of those normal gimmicks that he has. This is a very new type of design of Blackbeard, but I like him. I think Blackbeard's pretty solid. Lore is just kind of there for me. That's the way I see it at the moment anyway. My opinions could definitely change as things progress, but let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and if you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.